Thank you everyone for joining us at today's virtual conference. We are thrilled to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Dror Briger, who has been a true visionary in the world of sports and entrepreneurship. He is a seasoned sports technology executive, former professional basketball player, and a coach with over 20 years of experience in the industry. As the Chief Revenue Officer at NewStream, he leads the company's global expansion and revenue strategy, driving the adoption of AI-powered performance analytics and injury prevention solutions in sports, wellness, and healthcare. Before NewStream, Dror spent 9 years as a VP of sales at Playsight Interactive, where he played a pivotal role in expanding AI-driven video analysis solutions for professional teams, federations, and training centers worldwide. His expertise in computer vision, AI video processing, and sports performance technology has positioned him as a leader in bridging technology and athlete development. With a professional basketball player and a coaching background, Dror brings deep sports industry knowledge and a passion for enhancing athlete performance through cutting-edge innovation. He has also founded and managed international sports training camps and textile businesses, making him a well-rounded expert in sports, business, and technology. Today, he will talk about the CRO Playbook, driving, basically from driving revenue in an API world. We can't wait to hear his thoughts and ideas. Let's give Dror a warm virtual welcome. We welcome you, Dror.
Thank you very much, Ami. I appreciate the chance to speak and always pleased to share from my experience and my knowledge about sport technology. It's given me so much. The sport has given me so much. And I'm always happy to share knowledge and to give back. And of course, always speak about sport and sport technology is a passion of mine, like you said. So no need to convince me.
So, can you share, what are you doing at NewStream, about NewStream, and...
Yes, of course, Sami. Maybe first, the topic is the global convention of API. And speaking about API is like, big general things. And if you are a computer vision, an R&D guy that is dealing with API, for sure you understand and everything. But for regular people, even for me, when I started, I didn't come from learning computer science and always heard about, okay, open API, this is open API. What is API? So before we dive into how NewStream is transforming sport technology, maybe let's get a moment and understand what an API is. An API, or an application programming interface, is essentially a digital bridge that allows different software systems to communicate with each other. This is the simple thing. Things of like, think of it like a waiter in a restaurant, okay? That just, as a waiter, takes your order, bring it into the kitchen, and delivers your food. An API is taking your request from one system, retrieve the necessary data, and seamlessly give it to another system. This is, in simple words, what API is doing. For NewStream API, we enable sport organizations, federations, fitness platforms to integrate elite-level biomechanical assessments into their existing systems without building a complex technology from the scratch. And this is the benefit that we are giving them. This means that any athlete at any level can now access AI-powered movement analysis, injury risk predictions, and performance insights directly within with the platforms that he's already using. So, in other words, you can use our platform. We give you a full platform, an application, a website. But if you are already using your own platform, like the federations are using their own management platform or whatever, we integrate through our API to any management tool or any application, and can give you an easy use on your own platform. So this is just like talking generally first about the API. Now, about the role of what I'm doing as a CRO, to NewStream. So I divided it to separate channels that I'm using and whatever. And the first one I would like to speak about is, how data sharing via API drives client acquisition and revenue growth. And this, of course, from the perspective of NewStream. So as Chief Revenue Officer, I focus on scaling the AI-driven technology and making a high-quality biomechanical analysis accessible to all athletes and level across sport. But before I continue, just a few words of what are we doing here. So actually what we do is we are putting the big labs into your pocket, meaning all the hardware that being used to do AAT. AAT is athlete assessment tools. Athlete assessment tools is the assessment that athletes, usually today only elite athletes, but we scale it, of course, to all of them, can and must get into those assessments, those biomechanical assessments that will give you a perspective and a benchmark where you are. First of all, with your results, those are all validated tests. We didn't invent anything. We took what is happening now on the elite level of Olympic sport athletes, NBA, high-end colleges, and we simplified this. So everything that you do on the lab, all the results that is taking you around 2 to 4 days to assessment all your athletes, and cost around, just for you to knowledge, $300 per test. We simplified it to a 15 minutes of all tests together, all the test of batteries together with 15 minutes. And I will tell you that the cost is around common of $10 to a full assessment. So this is a huge revolution to the assessment. And now also young athletes can do it and not only get benchmarked to where they are, accordingly and on the benchmark of their own age, sport, height, weight, and whatever. We also give you the prediction, of injury prevention. So accordingly to the tests, we say, listen, you have asymmetry legs. You are not flexible enough in those drills. And accordingly to all of those, backed by science, and we are 99.2 accuracy to the labs, and we all use all the articles and white papers that are already validated in the world, we can say, okay, you have a 65% or whatever to an ACL injury or an ankle injury. So red flags is another thing that we do. And we give you a full report to the professional, and we give you a simplified report like a blood test, where you are on the scale. So the parent, the regular coach, or the common athlete can read it and understand, translated to all languages in a click. More than this, in the other click, you are also getting an AI professional practice train, for if you want to go to the gym or do it outside, with library of 2,000 drills with videos and everything, all created AI for 4 weeks plan, with regarding your grades through the test, and giving you drills that in one hand enhance your performance, and in the other hand reduce and prevent the injuries risk that we found out in the test. So all of this, and the coaches can use any dashboard that they want, any comparisons that they want, just what they think of those. So this is generally what you do. We give you the high-end lab in your pocket with a phone, just phone it with the iPhone. Anyone can do it. Very easy to do. So coming back to the API, as I say, so the Advanced Athletic Training, the AAT, as I said, the API is designed to eliminate the high cost and complexity of the traditional biomechanical assessment, which were once used limited to elite sport labs and expensive motion capture systems. By leveraging the computer vision and cloud-based API, we are enabled to give teams, trainers, and federation and healthcare providers to conduct professional grade movements evaluation in 15 minutes, as I said, using only their smartphone, backed by scientific researches and real-world validation. Our system delivers, and we are validated by Kansas University, Belgrade University, and a lot of others. Like I said, we are now in 99.2 accuracy from the high-end lab, and complete professional reports and simplified reports translated into any language, as I said before, making advanced motion analysis available to athletes, coaches, sport organizations worldwide. Additionally, our AI raises red flags, potential injury risk, as I said, and internationally recognized by studies. We predict injury probability and in a specific body areas based on individual assessment. And this is a huge thing. Just for you to understand that 44% out of soccer players, or football, depends if you are in the US or rest of the world, how you call it, are retiring as of injuries. Okay, 30% of basketball retirement is as for injuries, not other things. 30% of handball retirement and volleyball are from injuries. So think about if you have those knowledge when you are young, and you can fix those asymmetrics or flexibility or whatever, you can prevent it. And if you have a dream to become, and we see, injuries cost tons of money. I was also in PlaySite, and the doctor of LA Lakers once told me when I built him a PlaySite system with just camera, and he told me, because I was trying to convince him all the time to take the system, and they didn't want. The LA Lakers didn't want. But then he talked to the doctor of UNC, University of North Carolina, which is a big college. Michael Jordan was developing there. And he told him that with those cameras, he could recognize how did the player fell. And by using all the angles, it was helping him, evaluate better the recovery plan. And the LA Lakers doctor said, you know why we are buying the system? I don't care about your analysis or your to the coaches, because if I can, Kobe Bryant was playing back there, the legendary Kobe Bryant, and he said, you know how much a game that Kobe Bryant is not playing costs the team? Let me tell you, it's more than $10 million. Any game that is not playing, and it was back then, because commercials, people that are coming, everybody are like Messi in the football, Kobe, Michael, everybody wants to see them. If they are not playing, the advertising, everything is going down, and it's millions. So having a tool that will tell you, hey, reduce overload, okay, reduce training, you are a red flag to injury. This can save millions. $20 billion today in the US alone every year spent on injury recovery. Okay, this is a fact. So NewStream mission is not about integrating with just wellness, fitness, and healthcare application, but we are focused on giving all athletes the opportunity of biomechanical assessment every stage of their career. Our technology is designed sport organizations, federations, and governing bodies to implement the elite level movement assessment across all ages and seamlessly integrate them into their management system through our advanced API. This enables data-driven approach to athlete development, performance optimization, and injury prevention. And the big data is worth tons to the government, to the federation, because when they have so much data on their players, they can understand things, they can understand methods, they can say, listen, this is something systematical that we need to overcome and react. Another topic that I would say is about expanding the market reach through API and ecosystem. So traditional biomechanical assessment required costly lab equipment we spoke about, the wearables and the specific expertise and everything, often making them too expensive and impractical for many teams, federations, and individual athletes. NewStream API removes these barriers and allowing sport organization and talent academies, to directly integrate as affordable AI-driven movement analysis into their expanding athletes management system. For example, a national sport federation can integrate our API, assess, monitor thousands of athletes from youth development to professional levels. This ensures that injury prevention, the movement efficiency become core pillars of their training programs. Our scientifically validated AI engine provides high accuracy biomechanical analysis. It delivers risk-based injury prediction, helping those sport organizations and talented. Another very important topic is reducing the cost through the scalable athlete assessment, of course. So with AI driven via API, is that it allows those sport organizations to offer the elite level assessment to all athletes, not just professionals, but integrating our AAT assessment through the API. The federation and the club academies can provide an on-demand AI-powered evaluation for their entire roster without requiring the expensive hardware. So with the phone, anybody can do it at home. Everything will go to the cloud and the coaches will get it. They only need to give the assignment. The players also can do it itself at home. You can, of course, gather them and do it in the practice in short time, but it's more than this. It's a B2B, but also a B2C. So everybody is getting the value out of this. I will go and say that the API, as a revenue stream, NewStream API is not just a tool. It's a game-changing solution for sports federation and organization that want to integrate movement tracking into their long-term athlete development program. Our flexible pricing model ensure that this assessment can be implemented to scale, because there is no real barrier. I'm not saying that you don't have to pay anything, but there is no real barrier. So there are countries that are rich, there are countries that have less money, but this can go everywhere. Okay, so we have the per athlete pricing, okay, for teams, academies, governing body. There is a subscription-based access, okay, for federation, integrating NewStream assessment into national training system. And also we have the enterprise API packages for leveraging scale sport management. And then we create you a very big package of assessment, so you can pay even less and build your mechanical, if you are a government or a big federation and whatever. Strategic partnerships, transforming athlete development. Of course, this is also an API thing, because strategic partnership will always go through API. I went through it also in all of my companies. Like I told you, I worked in the NBA, and we had to integrate with other softwares. Okay, PlaySite needed to integrate with Kinexon, needed to integrate with other wearables, so you can get video and data and everything together. If no way. So if you don't have a good open API, you cannot do it. So NewStream API is already being used by sport federations, talent academies, as I told you, and high-performance training centers. Implement elite level movement assessment across all ages. This allows, like I said, early injury prevention. Organization can identify the injuries before young athletes make those irreversible mistakes in their training, and ensuring long-term athlete development and career. Comprehensive data performance insight, very important. Federation training and academies don't have this data. And everything is saved in so many different places. So we give you the board, the dashboard, and the data sets of thousands of athletes that you have organized, enabling them to measure, compare, monitor, and development at every stage. The seamless integration with athlete management systems is our advanced API integrates directly into existing management software. So they're allowing the coaches, the medical staff, and the performance analysis to access and track biomechanical data in an holistic athletic monitoring approach on their own systems. For example, a National Olympic Training Center can use our API, collect the movement data of all athletes across different, we already do it. This ensures that every competitor receive the same elite biomechanical assessment that were once received only to the professionals. So this is a very important thing. More about data-driven insight and growth together, I will say, every time a sport organization and training center uses our API, they gain critical data on the athlete development. They optimize training, develop national benchmark, which is very important because you always want to know your national benchmark, but you can also compare it to worldwide. You can also just compare between your teammates. So all of those are applicable. And like this, they are improving the long-term athlete management strategies because they can create strategic plans. Because you want to create strategic plans accordingly to data, to real data, not just, okay, I think it's like this, or I think it's like this. Today, it's not enough. In sports today, it's not enough. You need to base your decision on data-driven things. So, a little bit more about, network effects, global adoption of biomechanical assessment, just generally, as more federations and sport organizations are integrating our API, the entire sport ecosystem benefits because we have all the data. So when we have all the data, the benchmarks are growing. So we can give those organizations more knowledge about what is happening in the world, what are the benchmarks in the world. And the young athletes, they get access to the professional grade biomechanical assessment. So even the player himself, the athlete himself, can get his own application, and he can, for the first time, access his grades and understand where he can improve. So it's very important because I carefully use gamification as a thing. But yes, sometimes, I was in India many times, and I worked with the organizations that is doing, Olympics for, I won't mention names or do promotion or everything, but they try to take grassroots kids and give them to do sports. And they have assessment with just, low-tech tools. They measure whatever. And what I was aiming to say is if I'm a better born genetic athlete than you, probably most of the time, I will win you when I run 100 meters, or I will win you by jumping higher because genetically I'm better. You can work hard. But in our system, we are grading your improvement also. So think about it when in a team or a federation or a government, you also provide them and give them incentive that you grade them and you reward them through their achievement on getting better, because we measure your percentage getting better and we monitor this and we say from the last time you got better in 7%. And yes, he still wins me in 100 meters, but I was getting better 7% and he was getting just 3%. And this like, oh, okay, what's going on here? This one is working hard. This one is not working hard. Let's pay attention. And also the good ones are now alerted. Okay, we are very good, but everybody are getting close to us. Let's work hard. We want to stay first. So in every level of competition, there is gamification, there is competitive. Okay, so all the aspects are very very strong. And finally, just final thought as a CRO of NewStream to conclude everything that I just said. I would say that at NewStream, my mission as Chief Revenue Officer is to bridge the gap between the elite sports science and the real world accessibility, ensuring that biomechanical assessment become a fundamental part of every athlete development. I'm telling you personally, can believe it or not, but whoever knows me knows, sport is my love, is my passion. All my businesses, all I did through life is something that related to sport. For me, seeing a kid happy, seeing a kid in sport, I appreciate the value. And I tell the parents all the time, don't tell me he will be a player, he won't be prof. Let me tell you this, 0.05 athletes will be professional. But if they are in a team, if they are doing sports, they are getting values that can't be measured. They will be better people at work, at university, at the army, doesn't matter where they go. This is what sports is giving you. So with giving those kids and all athletes tools that they can, be closer and get things that only the elite level could get, is like a passion and assignment for me. So by eliminating those financial and logistic barriers, we empower the sport federation, training academies, and the athletes management platforms to use the advanced movement tracking at all competition level. Through API-driven integration, the strategic partnership, and the data-backed insight, NewStream is redefining how the sport organization manage the athlete performance and prevent injuries and build long-term development pathways. It is like turning what was once expensive, exclusive technology into fast, 15-minute, scalable, and cost-effective solution. And like I said, it's not a matter if you ask anyone, any coach, any trainer, conditional trainer, if he wants it or not, of course he will say yes. But if I can afford it or not, this is another thing. Everybody understands the importance of getting assessment, to your body. Okay, you spend so much money, the parents spend so much money on their kids, their clothing. A shoe is like $300, $400, and you replace it. I have boys, 3 athletes, 2 in college in the US, 1 is still playing basketball in a club. And I will tell you, I spent tons of money on their shoes, on their clothing, or giving them all the ecosystem that they couldn't get sometimes in their teams, because I knew that physiotherapy is important. I knew that understanding the overload, because I was a professional, and sometimes not all organizations are professional. I can understand it. It's not that I'm judging. I'm just saying those are facts. And I'm helping those with an full AI-driven platform that can give them an edge to their future. So This is the conclusion of what I have to tell about API, about NewStream, and about my role. And thank you very much again for listening and having me.
I have a quick 1-2 questions for you.
For sure.
Like, what are the common mistakes, as a CRO, like what do you see? What are the common mistakes companies do when they are trying to monetize the API platform?
I will tell you, it's a good question. Thank you. First of all, before even monetizing, first of all, it's the way you monetize. So you need to decide what are the right channels to monetize your API, because sometimes you want to sell the organizations. Sometimes you want to go through partnerships, meaning you are integrate your, like I won't say white label, if you know what I mean, integrate and aggregate two systems and giving another platform your knowledge and your data and your data sets. So you need to carefully understand what is the go-to market for your company. Are you a straight B2B? Are you a B2B2C? Do you want to create two channels, or you want to focus on one? You have limited resources, not everybody raise $100 million, and especially not in sport technology. It's very hard to raise money. Okay, so you need to be very accurate about your positioning, your messaging, and your go-to market. And those are the common mistakes in using, after it is using your API, right? But it's to those different channels. And what is the channel that is right for your company?
Okay. Another question is, how is the digital API role, shifting from the past, and what are the changes you have seen over the years as a CRO in today's specifically digital economy?
Yeah, so like everything, back on the days, we would have said the generation is 25 years. Though this is, if you go to the dictionary and you say, what is generation? You will say 25 years. Today, generation is not even 3 to 5 years. So the changes are so quickly, and same in the API development. So if I would say, when I started just knowing about, like I told you, I wasn't in computer science. I learned about API since I joined the sport technology ecosystem, and learned. But of course, it was not as sophisticated as today, not as flawless as today. It was very hard to write and get a flawless integration. Okay, I won't get into the codes and everything, but the development now is by a year. Next year, the API integrations will be even more flawless and more easy to use, and have much more options to use the API. So the development is very quick. But I will say mostly today, the efficiency of the to enable of integration to many platforms with different like stations ID and codes. Today, the system, the API, can learn, and you can learn it with the models very fast. If you are good at this, of course, and you have good people. And yes, what was taking like a month, 3 months of development back of the years, today you can develop in 1 week, 2 weeks.
Okay. Any parting notes for the audience?
Listen, first of all, I would say that the first thing is, I took a decision. I'm 50 years old, not a boy anymore, and I took a decision at life when I did a lot of things in life, and some of them I liked, some of them, were a burden, but I took a decision that in order to succeed, and I know it's like a cliche, but it's true. I really say it's true. You have to do what you love. And everybody that is in the ecosystem of sport technology, and I know most of the companies, and I seen them around, and we are a small community. We are big but small. They love what they do. Stay in the ecosystem, even though sometimes cyber is bigger, medical sometimes is bigger, but it's not, sorry for saying, it's not sexy as sport technology. It's not meeting. If you are a sport passionate guy, don't leave your job for another salary, because you will regret it and you will want to come back. This is like addicted. So this is like my 2 cents. I stay in this. I had a lot of thinking minds. Okay, let's change. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. But I say, I love what I do. Why should I change what I do? I will just, have this one. I will do another company, maybe, whatever. But this is the ecosystem that I want to be in. So this is my 2 cents to all the participants here. I'm sure they are smiling, because every one of them for sure is so passionate about sport. Regardless, he would do it for free. I told the guys when I started in Playside, after I would do it for free. I would work otherwise and do it for free, just to be there.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Dror, for this informative and wonderful session, sharing your insights and understandings with us. Your expertise, your expertise and valuable perspective has truly enhanced my perspective, the perspective of the audience, and inspired all of us. We appreciate you taking your time and sharing your knowledge once again with us.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time that you are taking to listen.
Thank you.